You're listening to the Clean Comedy Podcast with James Creviston and LukeLacoy.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Clean Comedy Podcast. This is a great post-election episode. Whether you're feeling good, bad, indifferent, whatever you feel right now, don't worry about it. Just time to laugh and enjoy some fun times. So today it's me, James, and my co-host, Mr. LukeLacoy.
Hello, hello, hello.
And we have an awesome person who reached out to us. The guy is a comedy filmmaker, so he's a writer and a producer. And dude, just the trailer for this that he sent over was amazing. It's for a movie called Body Swap. It's won a bunch of awards. We're going to talk about it. Luke, what did you think when you saw the trailer?
I saw the film.
Oh, you saw the film? I haven't got to watch the
yeah.
film yet because I've been in Florida and I just got back, so I haven't got to watch it yet. It was awesome.
It was fun. Yeah.
So it's like it looks like one of those movies where like it could be a romantic comedy, but at the same time, it could not be a romantic comedy, and I'm not sure which one it is yet. Do you want to spoil it for me, or do you not want to spoil it for me? Is it a romantic comedy?
I mean, I could see that.
Okay, all right.
Maybe we should have Jimmy.
All right. So let's bring on the creator of this film, the very talented and just by the trailer, I can tell you it's very talented. Jimmy Kustes. So give me 1 second, and Jimmy, you there?
Yeah. Hello.
All right. So tell us about you first, and then we'll get into the film.
Oh, well, I'm a filmmaker, writer, producer. You pretty much set it up. And actor, I guess you said that. And made the movie Body Swap. It's at bodyswapmovie.com. It's about a career woman and a fat, like out of shape, out of work guy. The romantic comedy trope smashed with the body swap trope, and they switch bodies.
The body swap thing is big right now because there's another movie coming out called Freaky. That's a body swap one. And then I swear there was something else earlier in the year that was another body swap movie. Like what's up with the body swap?
You might be
thing?
thinking about Processor. I don't know. It just happened to be that way.
This is the year of body swapping.
Definitely. Well, especially when there's only 3 movies out in the entirety of the year because they delayed everything, and then the 3 that came out were body swap movies. And Freaky's kind of interesting because it's a tall guy switching places with a girl, and it's a horror trope mixed with a body swap comedy. It has a little tongue-in-cheek title just like ours, and you know, combining 2 genres but combining a normal genre with the body swap comedy. So it has like a lot of things in common with ours.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into filmmaking, how'd you got here, all that kind of stuff, and then we'll go into the movie Body Swap and we'll talk about that. So kind of give us your history, your story there, how you became a filmmaker and stuff.
So I started out doing like cartoons as a kid, did them in my high school newspaper, then did the college thing. After that, in college, I pitched a show to Cartoon Network, didn't get picked up, did some comedy, did some cartoon news reporting on Toon Zone, went away from all that stuff and just really did a regular job of taking care of my handicapped uncle. I got paid money for that. So that was a job that I had 9 to 5, or not even 9 to 5. It was like my full-time job because I was stay-at-home care. So I did that. And while I was doing that, I was doing a no-budget movie with my friend Tim Morton. We would just shoot things year after year and then assembled a little movie that's kind of like experimental. And so I wanted to do a actual production, and we could do that if I didn't get paid. And my friend Tim didn't get paid much. He maybe worked on the editing, directing for like a year for $10,000 or so. It's not much. Yeah, we worked on it and it came out, and it's in virtual release right now at bodyswapmovie.com, like I said, and be coming to iTunes, Amazon, all those a little bit down the line, like December, January, something like that.
Awesome. So how many screenplays did you write before you wrote Body Swap?
I don't know when Body Swap is a screenplay. I kind of wrote it in 2010, put it in a drawer, and then wrote maybe another one with a comedy writer and then from a specialthing.com. It used to be around. It's not anymore. They might still be doing podcasts, but they used to have all the Patton Oswalt and everyone on there posting stuff. And so met up with the comedy writer, wrote a little screenplay about a dog cop. Wrote another screenplay just to like get my juices flowing. I wrote a iZombie spec script, which is just you write, and a Deadpool spec, just to not for anyone, just to
Work that muscle.
get a feel for writing,
Yeah.
and then went back to Body Swap. And now that I've written it and made the movie and know how to write for a movie and know what they need to shoot it and all this stuff, I wrote another like 2 so far after Body Swap that I think are better.
Awesome. Well, you're winning awards with it, right? Because I see.
I think Body Swap turned out great. I definitely look at it and see areas for improvement, but you aren't the audience there aren't wasting their money to see it. I think they'll get their value for watching it.
Awesome. And when you said you were doing comedy before, were you doing like stand up or improv or sketch writing, or what kind of comedy were you doing?
Mostly cartooning, and would sort of like know all the comedy people on the message boards and news sites, but I wasn't a comedy guy myself, other than I've done stand up like 5-minute amateur things like once or twice, not very often. But so I met a lot of people through that world of cartoons and comedy, but I haven't really started till a few years back when I started shooting this, and now the release. So it's yeah, that's not improv the movie though. The New Cops, the movie I did before that was the experimental one, had no screenplay. We just improv the whole thing.
How hard was that?
It wasn't too hard because it was just like it's sort of it's like got a dreamlike quality, so the story didn't have to make much sense. If we had to improv this movie, it would be impossible. We did improv a few scenes you'll see in the movie. Luke, you probably saw them with the couch scenes. Those are improvised. By then, we had known our characters well and could do that. So we didn't really know what we were going to say. We kind of combined things from our own lives and things from the characters into what we were saying. And so that was interesting.
That was awesome. Now, how long did it take you to shoot this film, and how long did it take you to, and how, you don't have to tell us how much, but like, and how long did it take you to go through like the editing process and all that stuff? Like, what was the timeline for you?
Well, it took about 18 days to shoot the main film. And then I kind of don't like spoiling how, because there's scenes where like it's a 1-minute scene and I shot one thing one time and another thing another time and another thing another time. There's like 3 different timelines. But you won't notice in the movie because it's like we shot some in May of 2018, some in June 2018, like 5 days there, where it was either scenes with just me or just me and my brother character. Those weren't as extensive, so we maybe had like 3 crew those days. The less people you have on set, the less sets, the easier it is. So we did that, and then we shot a little Hallmark scene that starts the movie off. That was one day, like in August of 2018, and then we had it. Then the editing took a while, 3 or 4 months to get it edit that we liked, then add color, then add sound effects, then go back and re-edit it with a new eye. We definitely, like after a year, when it got accepted in the film festival, I went in, and before it played the film festivals, I went in and with Tim and sort of said, let's get the timing down to where you get joke. There's no, you arrive early, you leave, or you arrive late, you leave early. Like you're already in the scene, you leave it when the scene is, run its course. You don't need to like overstay your welcome on a scene and like have it really snappy and quick. And so it's like a 71-minute movie.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like just long enough to be called a movie, but not it's self-contained. Some episodes of TV are like 71 minutes almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like, it's going to end, you're going to meet the characters, you're going to learn enough about them. It's not a short, and then you're not going to have to like be too bored. If you're someone whose attention span is shot, people's attention spans are shorter nowadays.
Well, not short enough because Quibi didn't last too long. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
They might. Yeah, they.
Went a little bit longer.
I want to see all those Quibi things. Wonder where they. I guess they threw them in the trash.
There is some debate of what's going to happen to them. I know some IP is supposed to revert back to the people that made it, but and there's other talks of like combining all those things to actually real episodic shows. So like taking like 5 of those episodes and putting it together to make one 22-minute episode or whatever it was and stuff.
Yeah, they had
So
some big names. I knew that was not gonna go anywhere.
we all knew that was not going to go anywhere. They didn't know it was going to go anywhere. So that's weird. Luke, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what was like the most fun part of working on that movie for you, and then on the flip side, was there like any kind of unplanned surprise or challenge that came up like during production?
A big unexpected thing was the first 3 days we shot using this. You got the camera and then there's a recorder. It's like this monitor. And it has like a 1 terabyte drive in it that you can take out. It does a lot of things for your production. It's a little bit bigger monitor to watch the feedback. You can see the timing and the color. It just does a lot of things. And so that thing baked on like metadata, like stuff like on a VHS, like it had stuff in the corners, like numbers and things, and that would have been fine to zoom in, except that there was a square like you have in the center of the screen. And so all that footage from the first 3 days had to be scrapped. Oh, no. And so looking back on that, I would have just been like, well, we didn't have rehearsals. We didn't have any auditions. We had auditions, but we didn't rehearse or do anything. We should have just took those 3 days that were scrapped and thought of them as just practice and gone about our day. But it sort of ruined the 3 days after, and we got delayed. But I mean, we still got the main bulk of the movie shot in 18 days. If we had not had that problem, I think I was aiming for 12 days, probably been 13, 14 for that main shoot. And then probably we'd still have to come back and do the brother stuff.
Now, did you shoot it like over weekends, or did you shoot it just like during like 2 weeks or whatever?
Yeah, we shot it like 2-3 weeks in a row.
Gotcha. That's pretty awesome.
I'm debating on whether to do that for the next one, whether 3 weeks or whether we just it's more affordable if you did the weekend, every weekend everyone gets together thing. Maybe I'll do that if Body Swap doesn't make money, knock on wood. But I think it's looking like it'll make enough to justify another movie. So
good.
Yeah. We got a grant.
Body Swap 2.
We got a grant on.
Swapped.
I have ideas for a second sequel, but I don't know if I'll ever do that. This is like as a tongue-in-cheek idea of against sequels is maybe have like him switch places with a chameleon or something. I don't know, something like that. But we did get a grant on stage for $50,000, and people were like, buy us drinks, like no, because that was never when they say that on stage, you don't know if you're ever going to get it. And I eventually found out half a year later, yeah, there is a $50,000 grant. It's what they value a post-production. So coloring, sound, all that. And then maybe that is worth $50,000. I don't know. But when we make another movie, we'll get that. So we have to almost make the other movie to get that. And who knows if that's actually, when you value something at that, it might be, if I was doing the color and sound and everything, it wouldn't cost that much, but they might be doing an excellent job. So
the next one you should do,
prize I got.
You should do a futuristic version of Body Swap called Body Swap 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. That's what all sequels should just be called.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's a little Hallmark scene at the beginning. I'm thinking maybe that should be a whole movie, just and do that, and then like, because they're watching a movie in the movie, and then the movie you're watching is the movie that they're watching on the other side of the TV or something.
I love it. Love it. It's like Mystery Science Theater 3000 type situation.
Yeah.
I love that. That's perfect. So your next movie, you don't have to give us too many details, but is it also another comedy?
Yeah, it's another romantic comedy. I did a lot of...
So it is a romantic comedy. All right. Hey, cool. There you go.
Yeah, both. And so it's similar in that you follow 2 different characters and then they intersect. You follow a girl and guy character, and then that's about the only similarities. He's they're both sort of like Instagram fashion forward, vapid people. And so I'm playing one of them, and then so they break up. She becomes a princess. He's like just a regular Joe now. And so everyone loves the princess, his ex-girlfriend. Sort of the idea that your ex has all the friends that you used to have and all that stuff, and your dog and all those things. So that's an idea, and I got the screenplay done on that one. That's a
question. I have a question. Do you listen to country music?
What, do I have a country thing going on, or
No,
do I just
like
sound
literally.
country?
No, that literally sounds like a country song. Like you just like, she took my friends and my dog and my stuff, and like she has
yeah,
everything.
I mean, it probably is from that. The actress I originally had, she was dating a country music superstar, but the project was going to go ahead in September, and then I delayed it for all the coronavirus came back. So yeah,
That's
it's funny you mentioned that she was the original actress, but I don't know if I'll sometimes can't get the same people again. So we'll see who's starring in that one whenever I make it again. But the screenplay's just in the drawer.
awesome.
So
And how long does it take you to write? Like, how long did it take you to write this new screenplay for this next movie? Like, how long does it usually take you to plan that kind of stuff out?
I try to aim for 3 pages a day for 30 days, which would give me a 90-page screenplay. It usually crawls towards the end. The end is where pages are hard to do. So it's like usually like 80, and then when I get to the 90 is when I'm like revising and coming up with new ideas, and like the year after. So yeah, like I have a horror screenplay. It's like there's 10 minutes. It's 90 pages. I'd like it to be 120. There's 10 minutes different between each one. So like the ending is totally different. Like we'd shoot the whole screenplay, but it's 2 different cuts with 2 different endings of like 10 minutes.
That's kinda
So
cool.
yeah, so it'd be like a different type of thing.
That's cool. Do you outline before you write, or do you just get into it? Just go. For it?
My technique is always to write the scenes I think are cool. Could be towards the end, could be whenever, and then just fit them in as they go. And then when I have a whole collection of scenes is when they got to be bridged together. And I know that, to get to scene B, or from scene B to scene F, you have to write this scene and that scene and that scene. So that's sort of my style.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I'm glad that you can do that. I can't do. I have to plan out.
I hated writing in school, and always always have. I always hated writing. I've written fiction since forever, but this is kind of the long form writing is a new thing for me in a lot of ways.
That's awesome. So what would you say to people who wanted to make a comedy film of their own, low budget or independent film, whatever you want to call it? What advice would you give to those kind of people? Because it's a genre that not very many people know.
A short would be good. Limited characters, limited locations. You can get shorts into bigger film festivals than you would a feature in a lot of ways. Because to get into those Sundance and all those South by Southwest, you have to have a big name. You don't have to do that with a short. If you wanted a big name and you live in LA or even Atlanta, you could maybe swing that, because you just need them for a day or two. I mean, you got to go through the unions. That's more the problem than even paying their salary.
Yeah.
So that would be a technique, is limited locations, limited. Short is real, I won't say easy. There's a lot of challenges. And if you wanted to make it of a quality, you'd have to have people that know what they're doing, camera guy and sound and all that. I mean, there's music videos with way more crew than Body Swap had. So like I've seen the ending credits to some of these music videos. There's one by Weekend that has the ending credits, and it's way longer than ours. So yeah. So a short, if you get yourself someone who knows cinematography and all those things, and you shoot it, and it's a little bit easier though, in the sense that there's not as much that you need to connect. I consider it like a little sandwich as opposed to like a big long sandwich that gets soggy in the middle, like holding a 6-foot sandwich up on with both hands in the air. It's gonna fall. So a feature is harder in that way, that you got to, and the editing or writing and all that, they got to connect.
I like how you described that as the sandwich. That's a good one, man. You're good at this.
I mean, I'm a writer.
So where can people find you? Where can they find the film? Let's put that all out there so we can connect, and we'll put this in the show notes as well.
Yeah. Bodyswapmovie.com. It'll take you to Vimeo. It's on Vimeo on demand, and it'll be on iTunes and Amazon later. Right now you can get it in 4K though, virtual cinema, 104 subtitles. If you didn't know that there's 104 languages in the world, well, there's more than that, but there's 104 ones people actually use. So
what's the rarest one you had to put up? Swahili or something?
Because I looked up the ones that were like looked up some of them just to see where, because I never heard of them. Faroe, that might be one that's in the Scandinavian countries. There's a few. There was what's funny is Vimeo, Google lets you translate into 104, 105, but then where do you put them? And Vimeo actually will let you put the same amount almost. There's only a few that were differentiated. There are a few Vimeo had that Google did not do, and then a few Google did that Vimeo, only like 2 or 3 that Google did that Vimeo wouldn't let me put up. So, and then when you click to the thing, it's it'll show them all in their original thing. So what's German? Deutsch. Yeah. So like, or it'll have the Japanese or the Chinese, the Arabic. And so, yeah, the languages is kind of an interesting thing. I've had a lot of purchases by mass standards from different areas. I mean, UK was, I won't give away all the purchases, but I think UK was like 1/8 of my US purchases.
Wow.
And then quite a few of just like Japan. Here, I can pull it up really quickly.
Let's hear this.
But let's see.
Yeah.
So there was some in US, UK, France. France and Australia had like the third most behind US and UK. And then you got Italy, Singapore, Bermuda. I think I just saw that one's a new one.
That one's on vacation.
Guam, Japan, Hong Kong, Ireland, Switzerland, Canada's with Australia and France about the same, and then Turkey, Germany, Austria, Romania. Those are around the same area, I think, too.
Romania, your film's getting pirated now.
No, I'm sure. Well, Hong Kong there too. That's
true. They do pirating too.
If it's popular enough to get on Pirate Bay, then I'll make my money back. That's the lucky news about me. It has to be a certain level of popularity for even people to worry about it on there.
Yeah. Well, that's what Alex Ferrari said on the Indie Film Hustle podcast. He said, if your film gets pirated, that's actually a good sign that like people want to watch it. Like Tenet is probably not pirated right now. Nobody wants to watch that movie. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to see it, but
no, I know. I'm just kidding.
I don't think it's out. Out in the DVD yet. So
no, I'm not.
That's a good news. That's a good news. I'm taking that and running with it. But the fact that you can have a longer run now is a great thing, especially for indie film. Like, it's not yesterday's news. No one's seen it. So I can keep promoting this thing for the next year. I think there's a certain mathematical tail off or something, but the more people hear about it, the more they want to see it. And so it's a great thing that there aren't that many movies out. For me, for you as a viewer, you're probably bored, but for me, it helps.
That's awesome. So bodyswap.com, is there like a way?
Bodyswapmovie.com. That might take you somewhere totally wrong. I don't know where that takes you. One of my podcasters also put bodyswap.com. I'm like, and they said, no, don't put that in, because the other podcasts like that probably take you somewhere weird. But I wish I had bodyswap.com. That would be a good one. I think bodyswapmovie.com is pretty good domain.
And then is there like a way to connect?
I know that if you look up Body Swap or Body Swap Movie, you get my movie is one of the first Google searches. So that was good.
Awesome. Cool.
Okay. But yeah.
Is you on Twitter, Instagram, anything like that? as well for this?
Yeah, Body Swap Movies on Instagram. Ice Beer Milks on Instagram. My studio. Maybe I'll start one up here soon.
Perfect.
But I got one for my studio.
Awesome. All right, Luke, where can people find you at?
LukeLacoy on the internet.
And don't forget to check out JamesDCreviston or JamesCreviston.com. I own both domains because I'm smart and I kept the D or not the D. And then ComedyPreneur.com. And then check out Body Swap Movie. Like I'm gonna watch it. When is it supposed to come out on Amazon? Because that's where I watch everything. I'm lazy.
Well, you'll still have to buy it there.
Okay, no,
so you might as well buy it now.
No, I don't care about that. I just,
but,
I literally don't like to have a bunch of different logins. So I just I'm the laziest person you'll ever meet.
Oh yeah, no problem. I think like December, January is about that time. So yeah, sounds good. Happy to be on the show.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everybody for listening to the Clean Comedy Podcast. Please check out bodyswapmovie.com. Get the movie, support independent film, support independent comedy, romantic comedy. I called that, by the way. I didn't. All I saw was the trailer, and I said, romantic comedy. But then there's freaky and horror movies.
You never know. You
never know, right? So thank you everybody for listening. Please like, subscribe, and have a great week. Bye.